CNN Donald Trump's self-styling as the general population's champion who might deplete the Washington overwhelm got him to the White House. Be that as it may, now that extraordinary brand is in for a stern test as the president is battered by contentions over affluent bureau individuals living high on the citizen dime, and as he pushes an assessment range for that Democrats are as of now charging as an enormous giveaway to Trump's rich companions. Trump's change from a very rich person Manhattan landhead honcho who flew around in a private Boeing, into a backer for the smashed dreams of working-class Americans in the globalized economy was a standout amongst the most venturesome and effective parts of his presidential crusade. His pariah creeds thrashing a beltway foundation saturated with political defilement were an ideal fit for a period when numerous voters thought their lawmakers were getting fat on government compensations and Washington live-ins and completing nothing. That is one motivation behind why Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price is presently stuck in an unfortunate situation, in the midst of a tempest over his utilization of citizen dollars to back flights on corporate planes, even finished short separations. CNN revealed Wednesday that Environmental Protection Agency head Scott Pruitt likewise utilized private planes for government business. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin has likewise been under flame for asking for the utilization of an administration plane amid his European wedding trip. Trump left Price contorting in the breeze on Wednesday. "I will let you know by and by, I'm not glad about it," Trump told correspondents. "I will take a gander at it. I let him know it." Inquired as to whether he would fire Price, the president answered, "We'll see." Regardless of whether Price keeps his activity at last, Trump's remarks were a reasonable sign that the president comprehends that the secretary's direct, and that of a few different individuals from the bureau who took private planes, strikes at the core of the deplete the Marshall count that he used to such impact a year ago. CNN Money, details of GOP-imposed change system uncovered. Furthermore, since Trump has made no endeavor to expand his help since taking office, the preceded with faithful help of his political base is an existential prerequisite for his administration, one motivation behind why he has stirred social and race contentions that reverberate with his to a great extent white, country voting demographic, incorporating his confrontation with stooping NFL players. In any case, the shenanigans of bureau individuals are not by any means the only obvious logical inconsistency with the foundations of Trumpism that the president will need to square in the coming weeks. The duty change arrange for that Trump uncovered in Indiana on Wednesday is now being assaulted as a common Republican approach, that pundits say would hand immense advantages to the rich, that is individuals like the president himself. Offering the assessment design. On account of that, Trump took care to outline the arrangement in wording that reviewed the populist talk of his crusade and the American savagery of covered plants and stolen employments that he painted in his inaugural address. "We will cut assessments for the white-collar class, we will bring back the occupations and riches that have left our nation and the vast majority thought left our nation for good," Trump said. "It's known as a white-collar class supernatural occurrence by and by," he included. "It's additionally called a wonder for our extraordinary organizations, a marvel for the white-collar class, for the working individual." The political issue here however is that Trump's depiction of the arrangement, his best any expectation of ordering a significant authoritative change before the midterm races 1 year from now, does not recount the entire story. Trump offers imposed design as once-in-an-era opportunity. The recommendations do require a multiplying of the standard conclusion to $24,000 for wedded couples and $12,000 for single filers. Be that as it may, the most clearing upgrade of the expense framework in years likewise contains powerful giveaways for the wealthiest Americans, incorporating into the cancellation of the legacy assess and proposes a cut in the corporate duty rate to 20%. Trump contends this will prompt a blast of financial development that will make a huge number of employments, and bring back firms from low-wage economies abroad, and improve everybody off in another time of exceptionally charged development. In any case, his approach has likewise offered a populist opening that Democrats will endeavor to use in the months ahead to isolate Trump from his appointive coalition, particularly in the Midwest expresses that helped him secure triumph a year ago. This isn't charge change, it's a not at all subtle endeavor to slice charges for the rich while leaving the white-collar class, working families, and entrepreneurs with next to nothing, said Democratic Representative Joe Crowley of New York. This structure would likewise make our national obligation spike, bringing about Republican pioneers cutting much more from basic projects that assistance American families, similar to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, to counterbalance the enormous tax reductions they've talented to the rich, he included. Trump immediately attempted to dissipate the thought that he would buy advantage from his own progressions to the duty framework. "It's bad for me, trust me," Trump said. The president's refusal, however, to discharge his expense forms, crushing a convention-extending spirit for decades, implies that it is difficult to check his claim. Democrats are sure to utilize that oversight to attempt again to aid the president to uncover how much duty he pays, however their endeavors to harm him on the issue amid the battle foundered to their exceptional disappointment. Battling for the white-collar class vote. A year ago, as indicated by Leave surveys, Trump prevailing with regards to persuading voters that he would deal with the working class superior to anything Hillary Clinton would. He barely won voters procuring amongst $50,000 and $200,000 a year, who make up the greater part of the aggregate electorate. Assaults on the president's mystery about his riches looked encouraging for Democrats in front of the general decision crusade, however neglected to exclude Trump. The inquiry now is whether the unfaltering association with the white-collar class voters in Trump's base will remain shake-strong as finds a way to change America that influence the cash in everybody's wallets, and as Washington debates propose individuals from his bureau are two-timers. Patriot Exchange Counsel Peter Navarro sidelined, starting worries among Trump partners. One motivation behind why it may is that Trump's reduced with his base voters is as much passionate, and tonal, as accomplished by quick and dirty approach points of interest that can be found in spending plans and expense designs. No competitor in years had gotten a handle on or voiced the financial grievances of individuals who did not perceive the monetary advance fashioned after the Great Recession that Democrats touted amid the battle. While his Boeing had gold-plated safety belts, Trump was now and then imagined sitting on it while crunching a burger from a fast food chain, while his hearty word usage and politically wrong stump discourses situated him as a man of unsophisticated, and absolutely not first-class, tastes. In the meantime, Trump's tirades against exchange manages countries like China played into a conviction among many individuals that such settlements had burrowed out the American dream, while building white-collar classes' lives for natives of foe countries. While some of his populist, patriot counsels, as Steve Bannon, have now walked out on him, the president has been mindful so as to feature his doubt of organized commerce settlements, requesting a renegotiation of NAFTA and a pummeling an arrangement with U.S. partner South Korea, even in the midst of an atomic standoff with the North. That is all in the administration of keeping up his association with the voters that sent him to the Oval Office. Regardless of whether he can hold his populist picture as president will go far to directing the course of 1 year from now's midterm decisions, as Democrats endeavor to win back voters in the rotted mechanical heartlands. It will likewise be significant in Trump's mission to resuscitate his Midwest guide to get to 270 discretionary votes in 2020, his re-race year.